Yeah. Alright.
And, well, looks like
we always start before we're ready, when we're just like randomly doing stuff.
I am.
You want us to talk about that?
Okay, so since we're on and we're going to be talking about winter retreat stuff, we had like a huge slew of classes. It's hard to even know where to begin. Back to back, like all day. So, well, we were just talking about the stick class that we had, which was the class we most recently had. So
it was pretty awesome. Definitely one of the highlights of the day. Really fun. So we have, in our curriculum, we have a short stick, a baton. It's not a short stick. It's actually a baton because it's the same diameter all the way through the stick. Mm-hmm. And we did all of these, I'm so retired.
Well, all of these defenses and locks I'm going to hold downs.
Unarmed. Against an unarmed person. Which I asked if you can do it against armed people, and I did not get an answer, so I'm still waiting on that.
That's a good question.
And I'm getting a head nod, so yes, you can.
Or maybe we'll find out about that later.
Right.
Alright. It's quite painful.
It was awesome, though. It was really, really cool. Some just really cool stuff. And we had actually, when we had our last Hagsaeng Naebu meeting, we saw a little bit of this, but we didn't really get to do much of it. So it was nice to actually get to do a little bit of it. I am covered, I'm sure you can't tell, but in bruises. I also hit my head on the floor. That was great. But it was really fun and challenging. It was nice.
Another physical-esque type class that we had today was Master Gardener's class, which was like an Aikido class, like transplanted in the winter retreat.
It was another highlight, I think, because well, I don't know about everyone here, but at least the three of us, because sometimes we have to, wait, I have to rephrase that, you have to stop. Seriously, because...
Okay, we have had the privilege of going to Sensei Gardner's school several times to get an intro to his classes.
Which I went to once begrudgingly, and it actually was like a amazing class that became a foundational experience for me because we did weapons with him for the first time. And it was really, really cool. And I actually had a follow-up conversation with him today for like an hour and a half about that class. And it was brilliant, so just want to put that out there. Anyway, because of experiences like that, we've heard him talk about this idea of center and moving from your center and whatnot at least a dozen times, I think. Right. And for some reason, every time I hear it, he uses different language to describe what's happening, but the language he used today really seemed to click and make sense. Like the grabbing his car antenna makes complete sense, and the 6 foot by 6 what was it? 6 foot 6.
That was also one of the quotes of the retreat.
Yeah, definitely. That you should imagine yourself to be bigger than you are because then you project that.
Right, and he told the story about there must be a tribe, I guess, of African hunters, and their style of hunting is that they actually track the lions, and then when the lion kills something, they chase away the lions, which is incredible. But is it like having that sense of presence that you're not intimidated by the lion, so the lion is intimidated by you.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that was true because like I've done the unbendable arm activity before and done it successfully. But just as you said, like the language he used, gave me some further light into the unbendable arm that I hadn't had before.
Right, and that whole concept is so central to Aikido, and it must be one of those things that's like seems so overly simplistic, but is so incredibly like mind-boggling at the same time. And so every time we do it, it makes a little bit more sense, which is great. Then we also had a wonderful class with Dr. Cloudstrup, our other guest instructor, who has been to the retreat a number of times, but this was the first time where he actually taught instead of lectured. It was not frontal, it was participatory,
experiential,
and I don't think we've ever done that with him before. least
Oh
not to my
no,
knowledge.
right? Yeah, like he divided everybody up into groups and gave them stuff, and then we walked around the groups. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really cool because we watch him do this stuff on people, but to get to try it yourself, and then it like you can ask, you know, when you're following up with him about your own health, like you have a better understanding of why he's doing what he's doing and how he gets the results that he gets.
Right.
Which is cool.
We also talked about energy, so it's sort of like an experimental energy, how energy relates to everything, and which brought us into muscle testing, which we got to try on each other. I think we talked about that before.
Oh, how was your duck? I just
Dokcham.
forget.
Dokcham.
Dokcham. I wanted to say Dokusan. Your Dokcham experience this morning.
Oh, mine? Well, yeah, I think as we said this morning, I think, you know, it added, you know, a huge other element to the seated meditation, and I don't want to be redundant with our past video.
Oh, did we already talk about that this morning?
We did.
Wasn't that yesterday?
No.
Oh.
That was it. But
Wow.
but it was very valuable to have that one-on-one thing. I think because like it.
You were in here forever, by the way. Way longer. Than
Oh my
anyone
gosh!
else.
Like missed 2 questions yesterday morning. Whatever.
Oh no, it was a compliment. That means you had a good conversation.
Oh.
I was just strategic in my approach to this exercise.
Yeah, one of my, that reminds me of that comment I just made. I want to self-reprimand because one of my goals is to argue less with Master Schaefer, especially in public settings.
One of my goals is to argue more, but no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Something that happened today, which was not cool, but not the fault of anyone at the retreat, was that like the fire alarms have gone off like 3 times so far, and only because of the showers, not because of anything cooking in the kitchen. Just
Not because of me. Although we'll see how the oven works today.
it's just like steam from the showers, and then they like came up with this theory that like, well, the wing doors were open, which caused the wings to get cooler, but in the bathrooms, at least in the guys' wing that supposedly happened in, the bathrooms were plenty warm, and the fire alarm still went off due to like a large change in heat. So I don't know, but
Frustrating.
yeah. I'll go ahead.
I'm enjoying my role as Tenzo. It's fun, and it seems that there's good responses to what's been coming out of the kitchen. I hope.
Very
I
good
don't. People
food.
might just be being nice, which is fine also. But oh yeah.
So one of the jokes during the muscle testing thing was
It wasn't a joke. I think it's
several people got they found sensitivity on the points above the stomach, so it was like they were like having adverse reactions to whatever they were eating. However, so whatever the physical bodies may be responding to, the taste buds have at least been having a positive response.
It's been a high carb weekend. We'll just leave it at that. And I always, you know, every retreat, it's the same thing. Especially the last 2 years that we've been working on it. Like usually I build up to it. I get really, really excited. And the last 2 years, it's been like dread. Amazing. And then always like late Saturday afternoon, it starts to like, maybe because, I don't know, the tone changes. People are really overtired, but it always starts to get a little sad. So we're kind of at that point now in the weekend, and it's really, I don't know, we do cool stuff, but it always kind of feels like downhill from Saturday afternoon. And I don't know, it's always a little bit like
Because it was like, just so people know that it's going to end and
Yeah.
keep going. Quick note, because we do have 2 of our upper color belts are black belt testing at the retreat. That's happening later tonight, so that's really exciting to look forward to. We wish them the best of luck.
And that's it. We've had a great time, and we will check in with you maybe tomorrow. All right. See ya.